It was a chilly autumn morning in Nashville, and Taylor Swift was not dressed in her usual glamorous attire. Instead, she wore an oversized hoodie, a pair of ripped jeans, worn-out sneakers, and a baseball cap pulled low over her face. With her natural blonde hair tucked beneath the cap and minimal makeup, she looked like any other ordinary person walking the city streets. Taylor had decided to conduct a social experiment, a way to see how people treated someone who seemed like they didn't belong. She was curious. Would kindness prevail in a world where appearances often dictated judgment? Her destination was a quaint coffee shop called Harmony Brews, a local favorite for its cozy atmosphere and warm drinks. But Taylor wasn't here for a photo shoot or a coffee date. She had a mission: to blend in, observe, and uncover the truth about human behavior. As Taylor approached the cafe, she caught sight of the security guard at the entrance, a tall, intimidating man named Greg. He gave her a once-over, his eyes narrowing at her unkempt disguise. "Hey, you can't just loiter here," Greg said, his tone sharp. Taylor raised her head slightly. "I'm just here for some coffee," she replied softly, pulling out a crumpled $10 bill from her pocket. Greg hesitated for a moment, clearly suspicious, but eventually stepped aside, muttering under his breath. Inside, the cafe was buzzing with the morning crowd: students, professionals, and regulars. Taylor walked to the counter where two baristas were working: Jake, a cheerful young man with an infectious smile, and Emma, who looked visibly annoyed and tired of dealing with customers. "Good morning, what can I get for you?" Jake asked, his tone warm and welcoming. Before Taylor could answer, Emma rolled her eyes and muttered, "Seriously? Another one of those types?" Taylor heard her but chose to ignore the remark. "Just a latte, please," she said, keeping her voice calm. As Jake prepared the drink, Taylor noticed Emma's disdainful glances. Emma didn't bother hiding her irritation, loudly sighing and making sarcastic comments under her breath. When Jake handed Taylor her latte with a genuine smile and said, "Here you go. Hope you enjoy it," Taylor couldn't help but smile back. "Thank you," she said sincerely. Taylor found a corner seat by the window and sat down, observing the interactions around her. She watched as Jake greeted every customer with warmth and kindness, no matter how difficult they were. In contrast, Emma continued to treat people with impatience and judgment, snapping at anyone who asked questions or took too long to order. One particular moment stood out. A young woman nervously approached the counter, unsure of what to order. Emma rolled her eyes and barked, "It's not that hard, just pick something." The woman, visibly embarrassed, quickly chose the first thing she saw on the menu and walked away with her head down. Taylor felt a pang of sadness. She had hoped for a more uplifting experience, but it was clear that kindness wasn't universal. However, Jake's genuine care for others gave her a glimmer of hope. After finishing her latte, Taylor walked back to the counter. Jake was cleaning up while Emma was glued to her phone, ignoring the line of customers forming at the counter. "Hey, Jake," Taylor said softly. Jake looked up, slightly startled. "Yes? Is everything okay?" "You're a good person," Taylor said with a warm smile. "Thank you for treating everyone with kindness. It really makes a difference." Jake blinked, confused but flattered. "Thank you," he stammered. Taylor pulled out a sleek, gold-edged business card from her pocket and handed it to him. Jake's eyes widened as he read the name. Taylor Swift. "Wait, Taylor Swift?" Jake exclaimed, his voice a mix of shock and disbelief. Taylor smiled and nodded. "Yep, that's me. You've got a good heart, Jake. I see the way you treat people, and it's rare. Call this number tomorrow. I have something special planned for you." Emma, overhearing the conversation, finally looked up from her phone. Her expression shifted from disbelief to jealousy. "Wait, what's going on?" she snapped. "Why are you helping him? He's just a barista." Taylor's gaze shifted to Emma, her tone calm but firm. "Kindness goes a long way, Emma. Maybe you should try it sometime." The next day, Jake nervously dialed the number on the card. To his astonishment, it connected him to Taylor's management team. A week later, Jake found himself at a private event hosted by Taylor, where she introduced him to a network of people who could help him achieve his dream of becoming a musician. Jake's life changed forever. With Taylor's support, he recorded his first album and gained the confidence to pursue his passion. Meanwhile, word of Emma's rude behavior spread, and she eventually faced the consequences, losing her job at the cafe. As for Taylor, she continued to use her influence to shine a light on kindness, proving that small acts of compassion could create ripples of change in a world that often overlooked them.